We begin by praising Allah and testifying that none deserves worship or unconditional obedience except Him, and we bear witness that Muhammad is His final messenger. We ask Allah to send peace and blessings upon him, upon the prophets and messengers who came before him, upon his family and companions who served beside him, and upon those who follow his blessed path until the day of judgment. Dear brothers and sisters, at the end of today's gathering, someone will embrace Islam. It will be a special moment because the brother taking the Shahada, Brother Sebastian, is hard of hearing. He is deaf, yet his heart is alive. Allah tells us that it is not the eye that is blind, nor the ear that is deaf, but the hearts that are blind and deaf. That truth is profound. The message of Islam can reach souls regardless of their sensory abilities, crossing generations, cultures, and circumstances. It can revive the heart in a way nothing else can. We witness this regularly. The message moves through our hearts and veins, shaping daily practice and inspiring righteous action. It is inspiring to watch someone declare the Shahada. Many of us have been moved by online videos of people embracing Islam, but often we detach ourselves from the process and fail to see that we might be the instrument Allah chooses to guide someone. Consider the virtue and responsibility implied when the Prophet ﷺ said that if Allah guides one person through you, it is better for you than a valley of red camels. Consider also his instruction to convey even an ayah on his behalf. These sayings are familiar, but their context sharpen their meaning. Let me place the first hadith in its historical setting. After an internal betrayal and attack on the Muslim community in Medina, the Prophet ﷺ prepared to lead a campaign and said he would entrust the banner, a symbol of leadership, to one who loved Allah and His Messenger. To be loved by Allah and His Messenger was an immense honor. The companions eagerly awaited, hoping to be chosen. Among them was a man who had impaired vision in one eye. Some noted his condition, yet the Prophet ﷺ treated him with compassion. He applied saliva and supplication, and by Allah's decree, the man's eye was healed. The Prophet ﷺ then gave him the banner. When entrusted with leadership, the man asked, "Shall I fight them until they become like us?" The Prophet ﷺ corrected him. The task is not to coerce people into our likeness, but to call them to Allah, to invite them to what Allah requires of them, to teach them the rights due to the Creator and to His creation. The value of guiding a single soul is vast. The Prophet ﷺ swore that guiding even one person through your efforts is better than owning a valley full of the finest red camels, the Arabs' most prized possession. A valley of red camels was equivalent in value to a valley of gold. Nothing in the worldly life compares to Allah's blessing of allowing you to be the means by which someone finds hidayah. This hadith's context shows patience, mercy, and the spiritual priority of da'wah over force. If in a time of conflict the potential arises that a heart might be softened toward faith, the Prophet ﷺ instructs, prioritize calling to Allah with wisdom and compassion. If one person accepts Islam because of your da'wah, that outcome outweighs immense worldly gain. That is the depth of this promise. Allah decrees guidance for whom He wills, but choosing you to be the instrument of someone's guidance is a unique honor and a profound benefit you cannot earn through wealth or status. The second hadith, "Convey from me, even if it is one ayah," comes from the farewell pilgrimage. On that occasion, an unprecedented number of people had gathered with the Prophet ﷺ. More people met him then than at many other times in his prophetic career. He spoke to masses who had come from places far and wide to perform Hajj, and many heard him for the first time. In that setting, he did not demand everyone become a scholar or retain every detail he taught. Rather, he set a practical standard. If you can remember and pass on even a single verse, a single lesson, that act could change someone's eternal fate. The Prophet ﷺ emphasized the power of small means. A little sincere conveyance of guidance can have monumental consequences. Reflect on this from a personal perspective. What will you look back on when accounting for a life of good deeds? Imagine being able to say you saved someone not from a worldly danger, but from the loss of their eternal good. Imagine that your simple effort in calling someone to Allah preserved their afterlife. That legacy, being the reason someone found guidance, eclipses the whole of worldly possessions. It becomes a profound, enduring good that you carry forever. This teaching should shape how we measure our own value. Many people evaluate themselves by temporary achievements, career success, wealth, social status. But if your life includes guiding even one person to faith, that single reality reframes all other accomplishments. The Prophet ﷺ set the standard for what is truly valuable. So ask yourself, what am I doing with my time? What am I earning? Are the things you pursue aligned with creating a lasting legacy in the sight of Allah? There is a difficult truth in the deen: we do not guide whom we love. Guidance is Allah's prerogative. Some of the Prophet ﷺ's closest relatives and companions were not guided, while others, even those who harmed his loved ones, were guided by Allah's wisdom. Still, claiming love for someone without praying earnestly for their guidance is hollow. True love for others demands sincere dua for their hidayah. You cannot honestly say you love someone if you do not seek their guidance before Allah, if you do not strive in dua and in action to bring them closer to the truth. So ask yourself, have you truly made dua for the guidance of your non-Muslim family, friends, and colleagues? Have you gone to sujood and pleaded with Allah to open their hearts? It is easy to be polite with acquaintances and maintain good character, but have you taken the spiritual responsibility? Have you cried out to Allah in sincere supplication for them? If you have not, push yourself to do so. Begin now to make earnest dua. O Allah, guide my family, guide my friend, guide my colleague. Sincere dua can be the means by which a heart is transformed. You might say, I am not an imam or a scholar, I do not have the knowledge. That is a common excuse, but it is flawed. The Prophet ﷺ did not demand that only the learned convey his message. He said, convey from me, even if it is one verse. Some of the most effective forms of da'wah are character and example, living Islam so beautifully that others are drawn to it. A smile, a patient word, an honest work ethic, a consistent good character. These can open doors more effectively than any long lecture. If someone who has known you for years still shows no softening toward Islam because of your character, then you must reflect, is your behavior consistent with the message you claim? The responsibility is personal. You cannot outsource da'wah to a select class and then absolve yourself. Each believer carries the potential to be a means of guidance. Sometimes the process is long. The moment of someone's shahada may be years in the making. There are stories of people who labored silently in dua and good example for a long time before they witnessed the fruit of their patience. Remember Brother Ambry and Brother DiMario. The outcome was years in the making. Be patient and keep striving in both your actions and your supplication. Another solemn reality: Allah may guide many through a person, but Allah may not accept that person's deeds. Conversely, Allah may guide one person through you and accept it from you. This is humbling and sobering. Our hope is to be counted among those whose efforts are accepted, but acceptance is from Allah alone. Therefore, while striving outwardly in da'wah, also seek inward sincerity. Purify your intentions, make consistent dua for acceptance, and remain humble before Allah. Live the message. Let the beauty of Islam be manifest in your manners, your speech, your service, and your integrity. Displaying Islam through character is a powerful, silent sermon. When people see a Muslim who is distinct in kindness, honesty, and patience, their hearts become receptive. Use every available opportunity, your workplace conversations, family gatherings, daily interactions. Don't underestimate small acts of guidance. A single verse, a recommended book, a kind explanation, a consistent dua, or supporting someone else who is engaged in da'wah can all be recorded as part of your effort. Do not rationalize ignorance. If someone near you does not have clarity about Islam or remains hardened in misconception after years of knowing you, ask yourself tough questions. Are you living in a way that reflects the message you claim? Are you making genuine dua and effort? If not, amend your approach. If your behavior is exemplary and your dua is sincere, continue with patience and reliance upon Allah. The Prophet ﷺ never overlooked the person in front of him. He spoke to each person as an individual capable of being a vehicle of transformation. The most deserving of da'wah is often the person who stands right before you. So when you meet someone, don't look past them. Show them the Prophet ﷺ's beauty through your conduct and pray for their hidayah at night. Find means to call them gently and wisely. Support others who are doing da'wah. Play a role, even if secondary. Allah writes all of it down. May Allah allow us to be guided and to be means of guidance. May He enliven our hearts with this beautiful message and allow it to live through our daily actions and character. May He open the hearts of those who do not yet know the Prophet ﷺ to love him through our example. May He make us among those who bring others to know, love, and believe in Him, and may He make those people ongoing charity for us in the sight of Allah. O Allah, guide us, make us a source of guidance for others, accept our deeds, and grant those whom we love the light of faith. Ameen.